Okay, let's talk about this cucumber here. One of the issues that I have in a greenhouse is you can see it here starts growing. It comes up and comes up here, over, continuing over, down. Got a couple nice cucumbers on it. It's great. And it comes around here, and here's where it ends. The tip ends. Okay. If I were to stretch that out, that'd be 12-15 feet, something like that. And that's kind of a problem because you see how I had to stretch it across all these tomato twines that could be used for something else. Well, that's exactly the problem. It could be used for something else, is tomato twine. So the cucumber is a little unruly. So I decided to do something that I did with the tomatoes. And that's the point of this video. I'm going to show you growing around a cage. As you can see here, I've got my standard fawn pot. It's a 4 to 4.5 gallon sucralose bucket. And I cut the top off. I've been using those for years. It's a very solid bucket. The bucket doesn't really matter, but if you take a cage and you wrap it around and you secure it like we did here, and then just take the length and wrap it around itself around the bucket, then all you have to do is count the number of spots, the little squares on here, and every time if you use the same bucket you'll get the same measurement. It'll be, you know, the same size every time. So once you slide it on, you have this structure that's on the bucket, and it's a really solid structure, especially when the medium's in there and it's wet. Makes a really solid structure. I've been doing it for a while now. It's a very good structure. Anyway, you put your vegetable of vining, any vining vegetable in here. In this case, this is a cherry tomato. I had it growing and wrapping at one point, and I cut it back because it was getting a little unruly. And that's a good thing here. A shoot's starting to grow up again, and I can start wrapping it again. Anyway, it can be any viner like the cucumbers, which we're talking about today, but once it gets to a certain size, certain length, especially in the beginning, you need to be really careful because it's real tender. You can let it grow all the way up to about right here when the vine starts to stiffen some, and then you can just gently push it outside the cage and then wrap it in and out of these little squares. And each time you wrap it, it's about 3 feet in my particular case. And if you get a 5-gallon bucket or any other type of bucket that's close to 5 gallons, it's generally going to be about the same, about 3 feet every time you wrap it. So you pull the vegetable up, you let it come out some, and then when it gets a little bit of length to it, grows a little bit more, you just take it and you can either use a tomato clip like I do with tomatoes a lot of times, or you can just wrap it in and out like I do with the cucumber because the vine is so bendy at the tip. So that's the use of the cage. Now let me show you what the end result is for the cucumber that I'm growing this way. This is my Sweet Success cucumber, and it's got one main vine here, and it shot off another little one not too long ago over there as well. So I wanted to show you this. I put a cage over it, and I was going to attempt to wrap this one like I did the tomatoes, and I wanted to show you what it's looking like now. It's working real good for me. I think I like this. The fruit's close to the outside, and when it's not, it's easy to get to. And here's the growing tip. Just weave it in and out like that. It's working real good. I definitely like this cage wrapping for cucumbers and tomatoes. This is Brent, you guys. We'll see you later.